Dr. Todd. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Pastor Alex. It's summer here in Colorado, and we've had at least 4 or 5 days without rain.
We are talking about Genesis, exactly. And we're covering chapters 4 through 6, at least the first half of 6, and a description of Cain's descendants. And they're basically a bunch of bad guys, bikers,
Right.
people that chew tobacco,
Like father, like
tattoos.
son.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. And then you got like the new clean cut, squeaky clean, the third child of Adam and Eve, Seth.
Mhm.
And so this section talks about the two lineages, Cain's
Me
lineage.
being the third child of my family, I can understand that.
Was it awkward when your older brother killed your other older brother?
They don't talk about that much anymore.
Yeah, these chapters clearly outline kind of two lines of humanity.
And can I go ahead and make a sort of an introductory? If this were a courtroom, I'd say a brief opening comment.
Please.
Okay. I hate to always beat on the drum of genre. Genre is literary style. You got poetry, you got narrative, you got all these different, kinds of genre. And we experience that every day in our life. When you read, we don't have newspapers anymore, but well, we do, but nobody reads them.
Yeah.
If you open up your favorite news app, be it, I don't know, your local news or Time Magazine or CNN or Fox or whatever you're getting your news
Denver
from.
Post in my case.
Denver Post, yeah. When you open it up and you read a story, that's called historic narrative. Okay, it's just telling you what happened. If you open up from back in your college days, you took a history class, whether it was on American Revolution or the Renaissance or whatever, you read normal lines and it told you information, and it had characters and dates and conflict and how the conflict was resolved. There's lots of different genres. When you read music lyrics or poetry or the book of Psalms, you know that God is neither a shepherd nor a rock. So why is he being
called those things?
Yeah, why
the
are
Lord
they
is my shepherd? Yeah,
exactly. He is a rock. My God is a strong tower. None of those are true. So do we take the Bible literally? Well, I hate that question. It's a trick question. I say no. I take the Bible to be all that the Bible claims itself to be. And when the Bible clearly intends it to be literal, of course I take it literal.
yeah.
The book of Genesis, and no matter who you are, whether you are a rather loosey-goosey liberal theologian or progressive on one end, or you're a hardcore, extremely conservative Bishop Usher, the world is only 6,900 years old, and that's it person, whichever side you're on, it is clear that the book of Genesis seems to be divided clearly into two sections, Genesis 1 through 11 and 12 through 50. 12 through 50 is that historic prose. It's taking us through a long historical narrative about what happened with starting with Abraham and the people of Israel, the people of God. Genesis 1 through 11 is this quick, overarching sort of language that also, and here's the other part of this intro comment. There were, in the area of the world where the population of humankind first developed, is called either the Mesopotamian or ancient Near East area.
Fertile Crescent.
That's right. That's where the Fertile Crescent, that's where people lived. And there were other societies and other cultures that also had developed written communication. And so we have, I say we, scholars have seen and have multiple creation stories, multiple flood stories, even multiple stories of a character similar to Job, for example, where you have these overarching, and the term they use in scholarship and in theology is saga. And Christians freak out at that because saga, myth, it's like you're saying the Bible's not true. No, I'm saying that Genesis 1 through 11 is written very similar to the legends and sagas and myths of the ancient Near East and Mesopotamia. There are these overarching stories. Like here's a quick one. There's two creation accounts in Genesis. Okay, you got the first one, and then you got the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one man and woman are created identically at the same time. And in the second one, you have Adam being
rib.
put into deep sleep and the rib.
A
It's
cloning operation.
That's right. So here's the bigger question. Is Genesis 1 through 11 intended to be read as historic narrative, sequentially accurate, play by play, blow by blow, historical description of things? Or is Genesis 1 through 11 similar to the other competing stories in that time period, trying to give us an overarching view of God created out of nothing this world, out of chaos, this world with intentionality, placed human beings in the middle of it with purpose and intentionality, placed human beings who were created in God's image. Those human beings began to procreate. And we see even in the earliest days after the fall that some people choose the right way and some people choose the wrong way. And so, and then the consequences of those are the bigger stories. And therefore, even the great questions of what does this mean for me? And I think it's easy to get hung up on some of the real minutia when that's probably not only not helpful, it may not even be the primary
Not the point
purpose of that kind of literature. There's the end of Your Honor, I'm done with my opening.
Yeah, well, maybe the way to look at it is they have hard facts, or they have more hard facts once we get to Abram or Abraham.
Yeah, and 12 and following. Yeah,
It's like it's historical information where 1 through 11 is primal or previous.
We call it
big picture history.
prehistory.
Yeah,
they call it the prehistory and saga creation and the prehistory sagas.
right. It's like setting the stage for more stuff they had more information on, which is
it's the
their ancestors.
It's the 40,000 foot altitude view. When you're in a plane and you're looking down at 38,000 feet, you see this whole landscape, but you can't see what kind of car a guy's driving.